Verity.
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 It's Verity. Brought to you by Prodigy.
Hello, Assalamualaikum, what's up everybody? This is Mimi Wahida from valianthackers.com and you are listening to the Valiant Hackers Podcast, the place to be to create a business and a life you love. So, welcome back. I will be your host for this episode on Taboos, Change Your Thoughts and You Change the World. That's right, it's just me today. No co-host, no partner, just me. Actually, I had planned to invite some of my good friends from the Chinese and Indian communities to join me on my podcast today, but time was not on our side. It's okay, that's fine. I have grabbed some ideas from them, added some words and noise, and here we are. I will go through everything with you from them, okay? This episode, I will share some insights and revelations about taboos in Malaysia and why it matters for our intercultural communication as PR practitioners, as well as mistakes to avoid. We will discuss the ins and outs of some of the famous taboos from various cultures in Malaysia and relate it with intercultural communication. Also, offer listeners a special surprise at the end. Be sure to listen all the way through for the details. Alright, so many people don't know where to begin when it comes to becoming a good public relation practitioner in all aspects, including intercultural communication. So, where should we start? I think this is the question that holds most people back to get started. When communicating, different ethnic groups in Malaysia use different ethics, but understanding Malaysian ethic is not enough. We also need to be aware of some Malaysian taboos. So, this is the first step you must take. You must comprehend the definition of the taboos themselves. Okay, a taboo activity or behavior is one that is forbidden for religious, social, or cultural reasons. Discover the definition and examples of taboos, as well as common religious, social, legal, and sexual taboos. When you turn on the television these days, you can find a wide range of characters or topics being discussed. Alright, for example, some parents still use herbs to treat illness rather than modern medicine. Why? Simple, because they are still bound by taboos. Want to learn more? Keep an eye for our next segment.
What the dog doing?
Alright, so this is the most crucial part in today's episode. But let me share with you guys a little bit about my story and my mistakes so that you will not do the same thing. Okay, just like you guys, at some point I was just too curious. I wanted to give it a try and I said to myself, I will do this. I want to be a great PR practitioner. I didn't even know yet what I have to do exactly, but I found myself spending hours and hours researching and reads how I want to dress to attract people when we are communicating. No, not just dressing, no. I actually got super creative and came up with other ridiculous unrelated things in this field. So what's the lesson here? If I would have known that I could have saved 3 weeks easily because what I did next was so much more effective. I started to get clear on the vision for my goals and what are the taboos I wanted to address and understand. Yes, you need to understand others' sensitivity to avoid any misunderstandings. Every day we will meet different people with different background and taboos. From there, it all came together. Alright, my first taboo is Malaysians believe that the left hand is not clean and cannot use the left hand to pass things on to others. When they have to use their left hand, it's okay, but they should say, I'm sorry. Alright, it's same with the common sense, right? Imagine that your friends want to pass things to you, but they use their left hands. Don't you feel like,
Hey, you. Run.
Next, my second taboo is for Chinese. Slapping people on the back or touching the head of someone is very uncommon and may be considered as disrespectful, right? Just, I think it is not just for Chinese but Malaysian. Me and myself, oh, I don't like people to touch my head. Unless you are my family, then you can. Alright, my last point is when Chinese and Indian in Malaysia meet strangers, they usually shake hands. Do not hug or kiss unless you are familiar with them. Imagine if there's someone you are not familiar or stranger, suddenly hug or kiss you. It will be totally awkward, right? Well, when I said this, have you done any mistakes so far? Luckily, I'm not. Alhamdulillah. Okay, we will continue after this break. Hi guys, so IPRMSM Malacca offers a variety of interesting information on public relations students' activities and other topics. We also have a wide range of interesting events for you to attend. To find out more, simply scroll down on any of our social media platforms. So what are you waiting for? Come and join us right now. Click the follow and subscribe buttons. So the question is, what is the relationship between knowing all of these taboos with the intercultural communication? Okay, intercultural or interpersonal communication offers the ability to deal across cultures, which is increasingly important as the world gets smaller. Getting smaller doesn't mean that the world is becoming identical. No, it means having more and more contact with people who are culturally different. It is very crucial for today's globalized business community, especially true in the world of PR. Very important, where words can make or break the success of a company's media outreach efforts. As we know, PR is a communication-driven profession that deals with people living in various countries with diverse cultures. So that is why it is very important that PR professionals have the capacity to deal with their foreign counterparts and be able to implement successful PR campaigns that will appeal to those in their respective countries. How many I repeat the word important? This is very important, okay? So, how can PR professionals doing good in this? Okay, my first point is familiarize yourself with other cultures. By analyzing these taboos, we will be able to expect with reasonable accuracy how people will react and how we should approach them. Okay, people study for years in order to truly understand about the taboos of each culture. But however, for me, the basics can be learned in our daily life without need us to pursuing PhD or masters in that matter. Next, my second point is be aware of your own culture. Okay, just not because of my first point is you must learn the others' taboos or cultures. This can lead to miscommunication even if you have taken the time to study a foreign culture. Self-evaluation of your identity is more important as it results in increased awareness and flexibility in your interactions. In order to communicate more effectively, take the time to think about how your approach to others is affected by your own culture norm is, and how it might be tricky for others to work with. My last point is patience, or if in Arabic we say sabar. Okay, the key to interpersonal communication is patience. It is so simple that some of us tend to forget it. Take a deep breath and examine the circumstances again. Clear communication, clarification, and a sense of humor are your best friends here. Patience is not something that you will learn overnight, but rather is something that needs to be worked on. Assume that everyone is trying their best, just like you, and that frustrations may be from an underlying critical issues and not a lack of effort. Well, as a good PR practitioner, it is very important to know and understand about the taboos when you communicate to avoid any hard feelings. Wait, hold up. However, some topics can be discussed privately when society takes things too seriously. So let's see, from my own experience, when I was in high school, I met my first friends of other races. Yeah, that's the very first time in my whole life. So, my non-Muslim friends sometimes inquire about Islam, so am I. I will ask them about their culture, this and that, and we are okay with it. So it's natural for us to be curious about race. But please bear in mind, to preserve a positive relationship, make sure we must inquire at the appropriate time and in the appropriate manner.
What the dog doing?
So that's wrap it up for today's episode, guys. I hope this saves you a lot of time as you try to advance in your career. And if you are getting value from this show or have feedback, feel free to reach out to us at ITRMSA Melaka. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on this channel. So thank you, see you again. This is Mimi Wahida from ValiantHackers.com, the place to be to create a business and the life you love.
It's Verity. Brought to you by